So today we're talking about the law of attraction and manifestation. It's probably something that you've heard quite a lot about, whether you've searched for this information or whether you've seen it on Instagram, you've seen a celebrity talk about it, or whether you've seen one of the self-help gurus talk about it. It's definitely something that you will be familiar with. It's one of the laws of nature to an extent, the spiritual laws. I think there's about 50 or so, but this one is probably the most common one at the moment in terms of being out there in the ether. We're going to look at what it is and how we can use it to build a better life. The word manifestation means the process of bringing something from your mind into reality. It's based on principles of thoughts, emotions, and your actions that align together to create your experiences. Think of the law of attraction like a radio frequency. If you're tuned to negativity or self doubt, you'll attract more of the same. But if you tune into abundance, gratitude, self belief, your reality will shift to match that vibration. If you are in the car and you've got your radio set to radio one, it's impossible to receive radio 2 on that signal. In order to tune into radio 2, you need to change the station. Much like yourself, if you don't like the radio station that's playing, i.e., your current situation, change the station, change the frequency. Shit in, shit out. And if you don't like the output, maybe you need to change the input. There are some keys to mastering manifestation and attracting things. You are where you are today based on what you've attracted throughout your life. Your decisions about what to study in school, your decisions about dating, your decisions about where you're living, what you wanted to buy, etc., 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 have led you to where you are today. You probably visualized getting a house and now you're sat here in your own place. You visualized getting a car and you know what? You've got the car. You visualized applying to the job that you've got and getting the job and passing the interview, and now you're sat here with the job. So it's not about all this airy fairy stuff. It's actually tangible ways that you can build and manifest a better existence. So you want to first get crystal clear on what you want. How can you attract something that you don't know what it is? You don't know what direction you want to be heading. The specific goals reduce any ambiguity that can create confusion. So that's the first step, isn't it? Defining exactly what you want. And then you need to focus on the feelings. What emotions will I feel when I achieve this? What emotions will I feel working towards this? Am I happy that this is what I'm going to achieve? When you have a starting point and a destination, it helps you to work out the journey, doesn't it? In order to get there, though, we need to do some things as well. We need to change our internal story. We need to reprogram our beliefs because our limiting thoughts can hold us back and change these with empowering ones. You might have a hobby, I don't know, you might play football, you might fight, you might do MMA, you might be a salesman, you might be, what whatever you may be, in respect of professional or outside of that. You might be limiting and self-sabotaging your performance based on how you're thinking. Oh, I'm not even that good at this. I'm never going to be one of the top guys. You've already failed because if you see yourself as not being the top guy, you're never going to be the top guy because you've already set the ceiling of what you can achieve. And if you believe you're not very good, you're probably not going to act in a way that the best person will act. When you reprogram yourself saying, well, you know what, I'm going to be the top guy, you'll start to ask yourself, well, what would the top guy do? How much would he train? What would he think about? A lot of the time, there's not much of a technical difference between those at the top and those that don't quite make it. A lot of the time, it's just mindset and mentality and optimism that gets them there. Understand and maybe use affirmations and try and realize that actually you are worthy of success. You are good at what you do. You can visualize yourself as successful. Maybe you need to spend 5 or 10 minutes a day imagining your dream life and then working into it. What car is that you're going to be driving? Where are you going to be living? Are you going to have a girlfriend? Is she going to be blonde, brunette, white, black, Asian, whatever? Maybe you can put these bits down on a vision board to help you actually see it on a daily basis, the things that you're working towards, the life that you're trying to build. Another step that you can take is what's called future journaling. Jim Carrey's pretty famous for this one, isn't he? Where he wrote himself a check for 10 million, put it in his wallet, and wrote on it for acting services rendered. A couple of years later, this is exactly what he earned for Dumb and Dumber. He attracted that by his vision, his optimism, his faith, and the actions he took in order to get there. It's not the case of saying, "Oh, I want 10 million," and then sitting on the sofa expecting things to happen. What the goal setting and vision boards and visualization does for you is it excites you enough to want to act to get there. Maybe you write down your dreams as if they've already happened, as Jim did. I'm so happy that I've sold X, Y, and Z. I'm so happy that I've managed to write another book. I'm so happy that I've managed to have a family, etc., etc., etc. Because this inspires you to take action. And you can then act as if you've already achieved it. You can behave like a successful actor, fighter. You can be confident in yourself, and you can understand that if someone else can do it, you can do it too. When you break this goal down into steps and you stay disciplined and consistent with them, your actions align you closer to your desires. You've got to embrace that hustle though. As I said, it's not just a case of wishing for things. You have to marry that up with your actions. Conor McGregor didn't just visualize championships. He trained to become the fighter he saw in his mind. You have to then align your energy with it as well. You've got to be grateful for what happens to you, good and bad. A grateful heart attracts abundance. Write down or think about things you're grateful for every day. Think of it this way. The universe is very giving. Imagine you're a parent and your son or daughter says, "Do you know what? Thank you so much for picking me up. Thank you so much for getting me this t-shirt. Thank you so much for this, that, this, that." Are you going to be more likely to give him things in future or not? Compared to someone who doesn't ever give gratitude, they just expect and don't are not really happy with things. And yes, you can have always say there's a balance between wanting more and being grateful, but you have to still be grateful for what you've got. You once wanted the things that you've got today. Have that joy. It's the happiness and excitement together, isn't it? That high energy, that high level of positive emotion. Release resistance as well. Fear, doubt, impatience all block manifestation and attraction. If you go into things doubtful, you go into a battle, you're not thinking you're going to win. You're fearful of what's going to happen. You, after two tries, you give up because you're impatient, thinking it's never going to work. It's going to block the long-term progress, block that long-term manifestation. We've talked about Conor McGregor. He actually used to visualize himself holding the UFC championship belt before he even became a pro. He told everyone about it and made it reality. Oprah Winfrey did something similar. She created the life she has by dreaming about it and building a global empire. Jim Carrey, we've already talked about as well. So we need to rewrite our relationship with failure. Setbacks are stepping stones. They're helping you to build the skills you need to. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. If you ask and want to be patient, you can't just be patient. You have to go through things that are going to test and build your patience. If you want to be resilient, you have to go things that are going to build your resilience. If you want to be courageous, you don't just get courage. You have to go through things that scare you in order to to develop the courage muscle. That resilience to stay focused when challenges arise is what's going to set you apart and make sure that you can achieve success. Your environment is also a tool, you know. If you're living in a cluttered space, you can't think. You need a clear mental state, which comes from a clear environment too. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with people who believe in you, not those who shoot you down. Spend time with those who inspire you. Your mind is malleable. You need to train your mind, and you can do this through many ways. A couple are meditation, helps you to strengthen your focus and also notice intuitions. Maybe it's just the affirmation side, the phrases, the way to think about yourself. You don't attract what you want, though. You attract what you are. If you want a life of abundance, ask yourself, am I thinking, feeling, and acting in alignment with abundance? You don't just become a CEO because you want to become one. You become one because you are that person. You are the innovator. You are the one who takes the business risks. You are the leader. You have to become that, but you have to set the goal and attract that first. You have to think about the future and trust the process. Have faith that your desires are on the way, even if you don't see how that can be the case. You don't see immediate results. The universe can work in your favor, even if it doesn't feel like it can. Detach yourself from the outcomes, especially short term, and just focus on that journey and expect the destination to be there. To keep motivated, we need to celebrate the small wins. The small wins build momentum, and every step forward is proof that you're on the right path. You've got to keep showing up because consistency turns small actions into massive results, doesn't it? You should continually think about what you're doing to progress in each area. You know, maybe you've got physical goals of attraction, maybe you've got business and monetary goals, and just keep showing up. Believe you're worthy as well. If you don't feel deserving of it, you can never attract it. You need to understand that your mindset thrives when you feel this way. And you need to understand that you need to be patient with timing because the universe might have a different time to you, and the universe is always correct in that respect. Progress might seem slow, but trust that it will come and will happen at the right time. As I said, you can't just sit there thinking about things. You need to open yourself up to opportunities. Success comes from preparation meeting opportunity, doesn't it, as they say? Manifestation sometimes actually just delivers what you need as opposed to what you want. Again, let's use an example of a parent with children. The children might ask for sweets because sweets taste good. But actually, the parent might give them fruit instead because it might satisfy their sweet craving, but provide also additional health benefits. Sometimes you think you want something, and actually, the universe understands that you can't become spoiled, and it's probably not in your best interest. Experiences, whether it's that or something else, can create growth. You need to reflect and adjust as well. If you've got a goal of becoming a world champion and your progress is slow, is it a case of trusting that it will happen in the end, or do you review your progress and change your habits? It's not about sitting back and waiting for your dreams to arrive. It's about becoming the person who naturally attracts those dreams into their life. You have the power to create the life you desire. You've got to want it badly enough. You've got to visualize results. You've got to have thoughts of abundance and see yourself successful in the future. Remember, hard work pays off. So, what are you doing in the background to make your dreams come true? You have to feel like it's yours, know it's yours. Feeling is the secret, as Neville Goddard, I think, said. And as a man thinketh, James Elliott, what are you thinking about? Because that will expand. Believe in yourself, believe in the goal, and have faith that things will work out for you in the end. The clear picture that you have in your mind will come true if you continue with those habits. Understand that you can't fail. You win or you learn, and it will happen in the end for you. The positive thinking, the faith, and visualization will ensure that you will attract and manifest the life that you desire. Even the behavior, the looks, the way that you're thinking all comes from a goal, an objective, and visualization. So take some time to visualize what you want. Reading books versus a film. Okay, a film is where you see pictures on a screen. It doesn't take imagination. Imagination is what you need here. So you sit down, close your eyes, and start to picture the things that you want and actually feel them. Feel yourself driving that Ferrari. Feel yourself having children, having a family. Feel yourself getting that job, the email that comes through, the money going into your account, the sales of the books, the t-shirts, whatever. And you'll start to realize that if it's humanly possible, you can achieve it too.